an earlier stage company, right? So I get back to some of my earlier points that would have been around that you got this inherent tension because at that stage, you're probably fairly resource constrained. You've got to leverage your network really heavily, but you've also got to realize that you've made some assumptions about the market that you need to validate them, right? Being creative and being resilient are going to be key traits. Similarly, you don't want to be burning cash on paid acquisition at that stage. You're trying to largely do organic acquisition at that phase because, what you want to avoid is getting a scenario where your cash burn gets too big because we know developers are expensive. So in the early days, you'd want your main spend to be on salaries for the few product builders, right? And then only put on the kind of burners in terms of paid acquisition and marketing budget when you feel that the sufficient cash flow is coming in and enough evidence that suggests that there is a market there that your product meets the need of, because you go back to the point, you're making assumptions in the early days and you almost need to discount the few that are maybe friendlies or so that they're great to have, right? But you don't want to get into this world where you're artificially validating your assumptions